Welcome back, everybody, to the Pancho Crystal Skull Hour. Here we are with Pancho the Crystal Skull. Just to remind everybody that we will be in New York City on October 10th, 2010, for the 13 Crystal Skull Convention that's being held. It will be held in Midtown Manhattan. The convention starts on the 9th of October and ends on the 11th of October. On the 10th of October, we will be presenting Pancho the Crystal Skull to all the conventioneers and actually to the world. On the 8th of October, we are going to be at the United Nations along with the Mayan elders, and we are going to do a presentation at the United Nations that will include the crystal skulls and that will include Pancho. I'm also here again with Annabella Corro, and Annabella Corro is the passionate and very, very educated, very famous Annabella Corro. I understand your grandfather was, great-grandfather was president of Mexico.
Yes, he was, right after Santana's time. Yeah, he sat in the chair for 2 years. In those days, you sat in the chair for 2 years, 1 year, because they were fighting over that chair because of
the presidency, the chair of the presidency.
Exactly, the chair of the presidency, absolutely. So my father is a great ambassador of Mexico. He writes a column for El Mundo since 1975.
And El Mundo is the
newspaper in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is a Spanish-speaking paper, and he gives a perspective of politics. My father is left middle, as far as politics is concerned. He says, soy izquierda medio, like he says. No? He says, he's always for the underdog, and of course the injustice, of course. Now, I want to get back to President Calderon, who's a fabulous gentleman. I actually had the honor of doing his profile, his astrological profile, and I did his destiny card and his chart, and found out President Calderon is born in the year of the tiger and happens to be a Leo, natural leader in both things. And that's why he's going through such a challenge. Imagine to be inherited, as President Obama has inherited, all this negative karma that this man Bush left. It's the same in Mexico. Calderon inherited Mexico at a very difficult time to be a leader, to be a president. He has the pantalones, as we say in Spanish, pants to say, I'm going to sit there and challenge these guys, and they're not going to intimidate us.
But isn't Calderon considered a little conservative? Isn't he on the right side?
That's why he's conservative. That's why he went to war with these guys. If he wasn't conservative, he'd take the cut. All right, I'll look the other way. Okay. No. He has challenged these people. So this is.
So you actually believe Calderon is doing good for the country?
I know what Calderon is doing. I mean, he's not. How do you? People can judge so easily and tell someone, like Obama, he's this, he's that. Try doing the job. It's so easy to slander someone, you see, slander a situation. But let me finish because I'm on a roll, okay? Let me finish because I really want. Because I really want to take advantage of this time to serve in some way. All right? I mean, I consider talking about my seminars, things like that I could. But I really think it's urgent that people understand who President Calderon is, who President Obama is. These are men who are really they're really working with an upscale battle. They inherited a situation in humanity right now that is the absolute pits of humanity.
Exactly.
This is the biggest mud on the planet ever. 6 billion people on the planet who are unconscious, who are consuming, who are hurting the planet. If they can only wake up. So 2012 marks waking up. It's wake up time. The game is over. The convenient life is over. Who's going to survive on this planet in the future? The people who have not injured Mother Earth, the people who have humility of heart, the people that will help one another, and they'll be conscious, you see. Right. It's not about, how much money can I make? You can't take the money to anywhere else. But the causes you make on this planet, to serve humanity, to serve others, that you're taking with. Now, I know you're doing a service by, like I said to you that day at lunch, you're a gentleman who is really, in past lives, you were a shaman. This is why you're here now, bringing this. You could sit there and keep it at home and not let anybody know what you have. You have this divine skull, that there's only so many on the planet. That it's said that they must all return to their place eventually.
Yes, that's.
But they're out here doing their service. What is a quartz crystal? A battery, an ancient battery that took millions of years to form, crystallized water, and then programmed. So to me, of course, it's an honor to be here with Pancho.
Correct.
Which I think would be great to find the proper name, because I know he's got...
Actually,
proper
he
name.
does have a proper name, and he has an Indian name, which will be revealed very, very soon.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Pancho,
that is definitely an event.
Yeah, it will be revealed at the
Yes,
10-10-10 conference.
Mhm.
And I haven't spoken with you about you attending, but it would be an honor to have you there, especially with the Mayan elders that are going to be there. It's going to be an absolutely wonderful conference, and to be there to hear Pancho's real name that will be revealed on 10-10-10. We have another guest. No, well, actually, we have another guest. We have another call-in,
Yes.
and she's another friend of yours, also a San Miguel de Allende
She's
person.
an American that's lived in San Miguel. My town where I live, and fell in love with the place, and she can't wait to get back.
Her name is Silvana.
Exactly.
And Silvana, are you on the air? Can you hear us?
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hi, how are you, Silvana?
I'm awesome.
I'm here with Annabella Corro. I understand she's a friend of yours from San Miguel de Allende.
Yes.
And you live in San Miguel de Allende?
Yeah, I did. I spent about 6 months there in 2009.
And there's a lot of Americans and Europeans that live in this little town in central Mexico. Tell us a little bit about San Miguel and your experience there.
I'm sorry?
Would you tell us a little bit more about San Miguel de Allende and your experience there?
I loved it. It's a magical pueblo. I only live here because my business took me back here. If it weren't for that, I'd still be living in San Miguel, and I plan to go back to live permanently, probably within the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been to many other places in Mexico. As a matter of fact, I go to Tijuana a lot right now, and I cross that border on foot and take a cab to go to my dentist.
Great. We have great
I go
doctors
to
in Mexico.
Mexico for all my
That's where I
health
go
care.
to the dentist also.
Absolutely, because you have great doctors in Mexico, and you can walk in and pay for what you need. Not all this, they chain you into an insurance situation. Not in Mexico. Next doctors are there to serve.
Silvana, I heard you use the word magical. What does that mean to you? What's the feeling of magical that you get when you're in Mexico?
In San Miguel.
Especially in San Miguel.
San Miguel to me has a magical energy. I feel uplifted when I'm there all the time. Connections you make with people, sometimes they're surreal.
Yes.
Right, Annabella, you know?
So, I've been there 18 years. I'm an ambassador to San Miguel, and...
I can't really put an exact word on it. That's all I can say, that it's magical. I just love being there. I feel like a different person. I feel high.
Would you say,
it gets you, that magnetic field gets you very stimulated.
would you consider yourself a spiritual person, Silvana?
Very much so.
Absolutely. And there's a spiritual energy that exists not just in San Miguel, but in all of Mexico, correct?
There's in other places in Mexico also, but that's where I've experienced it the most.
Correct.
Well, it's aligned with Venus, and the Olmecas, when they were there, they worshipped Venus. So that's why it's such a strong female energy in San Miguel. Did you notice that, Silvana?
There's a lot of very powerful women in San Miguel. I've met many of them. Yours is
From all over the world.
From all over the world, yes. And that was something very interesting that you're commenting about, Annabella, because I took history as a child, and I knew that the Olmecas were an Indian civilization that existed like in the Tabasco, Chiapas area, and San Miguel is pretty much up in like central Mexico.
Absolutely. The Olmecas covered the whole area, and they're not far from where we are. You see, San Miguel is right on the tip of Guanajuato.
Mm-hmm.
Right next to it is Querétaro, and if you're driving back to Mexico City, we have the city of Tula, and that's where that was a major Olmec site, you see. So everything was aligned. They aligned everything perfectly in Mesoamerica. And of course, it's amazing, So therefore, the conscious people will come to Mexico and know that it's magical, mystical, a place of service to others. It's the same, like she was saying about La Paz. My friend Pt3 will the same way. I also in San Miguel. I rarely lock my door. It's a place where people, even our native people there that live there, they all learn English. And the American foreigners that come there also have brought fabulous light to our town.
Right.
I am putting together a tour,
Okay.
a magical, mystical tour to San Miguel de Allende, where I will be your hostess, and I will give you the Mesoamerican history about it. We'll give you the, you know, the artistic history, and then we'll have like a cosmic night, you know, in the hacienda in the middle of the night. I'm hoping you'll all call me.
And Silvana's still on the line. Is that correct, Silvana?
I'm sorry?
Are you still on the line?
Yes, I
And
am.
did you hear Annabella announce about her magical mystery tour?
Well, she's going to be, hopefully she'll be
I
here.
was on the phone earlier, so make sure you know, you let me know the details. I just might pop on over there for a while.
Sounds-
What is the tour for?
Yeah, the tour's going to be about giving the history of Mesoamerica, what went on before the Spaniards, a little about the Spaniards, and then taking everyone to the hot springs. We've got, you know, and then it's going to be a mystical night in the hacienda where we'll have like just totally a primitive back to the earth night
Excellent,
in a 200-year-old hacienda.
I just want to thank you, Silvana, for having called in, and really appreciate your
Comments.
beautiful comments about the magical and mystical city of San Miguel de Allende, and about Mexico, the whole of Mexico. Thank you so much,
We spread
Silvana.
the word, Silvana, that Mexico is a sacred place to go to.
Thank
Yes,
you.
it is. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
And thank you again for using that word sacred, because see, you know, being Mexican American like I am, having been born in Mexico but raised in the United States, and you know, I hear so many other people say when they ask me, obviously they're Mexican or Salvadorian or something, but they like to say they're Latino or Hispanic.
This is what you say, Papacito. You say Latin American. Learn how to speak in your tongue. You are Latin American, and be very proud of being Latin American.
I'm very proud of being Latin American. I'm more proud of being Mexican.
Absolutely.
I'm more proud of being Mexican. That's not degrading any other culture.
First of all, Guatemala is Latin American.
Correct.
You're Latin American, right?
Correct.
So now, I have a gift for you. Do you know what Mexico means?
Mexico, we talked about it the other day.
I was
and
going
you
to
said
save it for the show.
We're going to save it for the show. Tell us what Mexico means.
Mexico means belly button of the universe,
Oh.
where the sun and the moon meet again. Belly button of the universe,
Wow.
where the sun and the moon meet. This is what Mexico means.
Thank you. And that's a perfect note to end this segment on. And you are listening to JJLNradio.info, the Pancho Crystal Skull.